what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back here at the Detroit Auto Show, the mighty return for 2022. Of course, there's a lot of excitement about the S650 Mustang being totally redesigned, but when I saw this car, I was drawn to it like a moth to a flame. This is it. This is a 2022 Shelby GT500, but what I love about it is that color right there. That is eruption green, new color for 2022, and obviously being added with the return of grabber blue. But before we get into this mean, lean, green muscle car machine, let's talk about what's going on here. Obviously, when you think Shelby, you're gonna think Ford, and when you think Ford, you're gonna think Shelby. It's like PB&J. They have been a performance pack for decades, and with this GT500 being the most powerful production V8 engine from Ford, think about it, Ford GT, this has more horsepower than a Ford GT. And of course, you're gonna get that classic muscle car look. Now, lots of, like I said, chatter about the new S650 Mustang. Of course, we still have the Camaro, and it's 2023 model year is gonna be the final year of the mighty Dodge Challenger. What I wanna find out is it now? Is now the time to get one of these GT500s? Do you wanna roll the dice and see if they're gonna do a GT500 for the S650, or are you gonna wait? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this drop dead sexy eruption green of a snake and find out. Right off the bat, the proportions. There's just something about the S550 chassis. I know there's a lot of people that love the S197, but definitely in GT500 form, it looks fantastic. At the front of the business, you're getting that aggressive, mean look. And what's special, ultra special about this one, it's got the carbon fiber track package. Yes, it's an $18,000 option, but I think at the end of the day, you're gonna notice all of those extra additions, especially the wheels. You got your tri-bar setup. I know there's a lot of talk between the S650 and how they moved it to the top, but you still got that traditional layout. You got the extra width of the GT500. That's one of the things that gives it that extra mean look. When you go carbon fiber track pack, you're gonna get splitters on top of splitters on top of splitters. We're stopping air, or at least trying to stop air from going underneath the vehicle and channeling it to give us downforce up and around and down the side of the vehicle. And you could see all that aero work that Ford did with the Shelby GT500. In the lower portion, I like the way they went with a nice wire mesh, allows that air to just coast right on through to all the heat exchangers. And then as we come across the front, white stripes, I think, is the way to go on eruption green. Yeah, it would look good without stripes or black stripes, but I think it just pops perfectly, especially when you think back to 1967. That was the first year of the GT500, and green was a very popular color in '67. You got the largest Cobra ever put on any Shelby product, gonna bite you right in the neck and sink its venom right into your veins. You'll notice all the aero work, especially to bring air for the airbox underneath the hood. And of course, that massive radiator. We got the GT500 badge, and then working our way down, the stripes continue with this massive splitter and more wire mesh. But like I said, the extra width over a Mustang GT is definitely apparent. Now, as you rise up onto the hood, we do have the required hood pins. I like the way they brought this back. That was something from the 60s and early 70s. You saw a lot on different cars. We got that massive heat extractor. So the whole point is to bring air in and get that hot air out from underneath the hood, because guess what? Underneath this hood, you have that 5.2 liter Predator engine. That's 760 horsepower, the most powerful production engine built by Ford, put in a Ford product. More so than the Ford GT. Remember, Ford GT is around 650 horsepower. But you got that massive heat extractor. Now, as we come around the bend, having this be a carbon fiber track package, feast your eyes on one of the best looking wheels on the show floor at the Detroit Auto Show, full carbon fiber wheels. I love the way that on the GT500, they really cleaned up the carbon fiber and put a nice clear over it to let it shine through. You got those Michelin Cup 2 tires. Those are gonna give you plenty of stick and grip at the track. Massive 6-piston Brembo calipers, and those rotors are over 16 inches in diameter. You got the Magna-Ride suspension. And if you ever wonder, well, Joe, how come on the inside of the wheel, the front wheels, it's white? Why is it white and out back it's not? they actually put a ceramic coating because of all the heat from the brakes. They put a ceramic coating on the inside of the carbon fiber wheel just to make sure everything is copacetic. Because remember, under hard braking, all that weight is going to transfer onto the front end of the vehicle. And this thing goes fast in a straight line, but it could also brake just as fast with that setup. Now, as we come down the side, there's another one of those iconic Shelby badges, that Cobra badge. Remember, first year of the GT500 was 1967. Last year was 1970. And then there was a pretty big gap of time. It wasn't until 2007 when they decided, hey, we're going to bring back the GT500 nameplate. Gloss black on the mirror caps. You got your over-the-top stripes. If these are painted stripes, that's a $10,000 option, just so you know. But the eruption green, let me know what you think. Is this the color that you would want on your GT500? One of the things I love about it is that it actually has a gold tinge that under lighting in the showroom or here at the Detroit Auto Show or in the sun, it gives it a really nice pop of extra color. Working our way towards the rear, of course on the rear end, what do you got going on here? You got that massive rear wheel with 315s. So up front we got 305s, out back we got 315s, give us plenty of stick. You got 373 gears, and of course we got the first ever Tremec 7-speed dual clutch transmission. It will definitely shift faster than you can with a traditional manual. And it also does some really great work. When you leave it in automatic mode, it knows exactly what gear to be in when you're doing your track day or your favorite twisty road. Coming around the back, of course, being carbon fiber track pack, you're gonna have this massive, I mean, this is bigger than the table that I have Thanksgiving dinner on. Massive rear wing. This was actually developed on the GT4 Mustang. It is adjustable because on some tracks you might need more downforce. Other tracks like Daytona, you're not gonna want as much downforce, but definitely has that and you're not gonna confuse this with a non-track pack car, carbon fiber track pack car. And even though I have a GT350R, it's a totally different wing. Because the GT350R, yes, it's carbon fiber, but it's not as large as this one, and it's not adjustable like this one. Now, as we work our way down, you're gonna get that classic tri-bar taillight, such a signature of this American icon. And then on the lower portion, you're getting probably the largest tips, exhaust tips on any Mustang for this GT500. Of course, we got that active valve in there. You can make it louder, piss off the neighbors, or you could make it quieter and keep the peace. I say let this thing rip and roar because that V8 sound, especially supercharged 5.2 liter V8 with 760 horsepower, you're gonna wanna let this rip and roar. There's that Cobra badge, just like up front. On the back, it is the largest one ever placed on a Shelby product. And then you got a little bit of gloss black, but I love the way they do the stripes all the way down. Chevrolet is very popular for doing rally stripes. These, though, go from the nose all the way to the tail end of the business. You'll notice that massive rear diffuser area, fully functional. You got diff coolers, you got engine oil coolers, you got transmission coolers, beefed up radiator, the whole 9 yards to make sure that you could keep turning those fast laps at the track, 0 to 60 in about 3.4 seconds, and obviously top speed over 180 miles an hour. But let me know what you think. We're here at the show, and we're going around checking out this different stuff with the S650, with the Shelby GT500, in eruption green. Let me know what you think. Is this one of those things where when you look at the car, does it make you feel a certain way? But you know what? We're gonna get to the inside because we got the doors open. Lori's telling me, giving me hand gestures, we have the doors unlocked. We're gonna jump in to this GT500 and continue our little journey with this muscle car. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what's going on. All right, guys, we're inside this GT500, eruption green, first time ever on this particular model. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I'm loving the color, I'm loving the stripes, I'm loving the carbon fiber. How much is this? Obviously, MSRP is gonna be right around $108,000. That makes it the most expensive Shelby GT500 ever from the factory. But let's see how it stacks up to the competition and that new S650. To the door panels, you're getting that classic retro design. They did bring a little color. So you do have the white diagonal line with the black. I wish they would have done that a little bit more on the interior, but still, simple, clean door panel. Door pocket is big enough for a Whopper. I wouldn't go any larger. I wouldn't do quarter pounder. A Whopper is as big as I would go, and a bottle of Dr. Pepper to wash it down. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, we got carbon fiber on the outside. You got carbon fiber on the inside. You got your GT500 chassis plate number, specific for your vehicle, B&O sound system, and we do have our auxiliary performance gauges. So you have oil temp, oil pressure, two of the most important gauges when you're on the track or driving your fast, twisty bits. If you ever see this oil temp go in the red or your oil pressure drop, shut her down. You're gonna blow the engine. As we work our way down, you got your Sync 3 older 8-inch infotainment system. Do you prefer this over the larger screens in the S650? We got our dual climate control, toggle switches, USB-A, 12 volt, and the perfect place for two track day Twinkies. This little guy here, it may not be very sexy looking, but this is gonna control that 7-speed DCT. I wish they would have a manual in this car. I really, really do. Two cup holders. There's more of that great striping. Soft touch material. Open this up. I would say you could put one of those holiday Hershey Kisses. It's about the size of a baseball. You could drop that in there. And if you're wondering why do they call a Hershey's Kiss a Hershey's Kiss, it's because of the sound that the machine makes as it's plopping down the chocolate. It's like a puckering sound. Hershey's Kiss. Check out these seats. I want to kiss them. The leather, the white. There's that Cobra badge there. Alcantara microfiber suede material. Recaro with the bolstering. Manual seats. So you're not getting any power adjustment for the passenger or the driver. And then if you want to take passengers, you only got one. So make sure you choose wisely because carbon fiber track pack, no rear seat. We're trying to cut weight and we removed everything. Seat belts, and sound deadening. Come on over here though. Speaking of sound, I want you to see what it's going to be like when you hear as you're behind the wheel of this GT500. All right, guys, we're behind the business end of this GT500. Obviously being a Ford Performance product, you're gonna have your Ford Performance badge on the sill plate. Ford Performance is what replaced SVT. That's what it became. Special vehicle teams, Ford Performance. In the pedal box, you do have your aluminum brake pedal and throttle. I just wish there was a clutch pedal of some type and an aluminum dead pedal. Seats, I'm 6 feet tall. They fit me snug as a bug. I got plenty of headroom. And then my favorite part, of course, is the steering wheel. Flat bottom with the Alcantara, the white stripe up top, that Cobra staring you smack dab in the center. And then, of course, we got magnesium paddles to go up and down that 7-speed dual clutch transmission from Tremec. And, of course, you also have that digital display that we've showed you many a times in this GT500. But you know what? I can't take this one for a spin, but we do got to wrap it up here from the Detroit Auto Show. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's wrap this one up. All right, guys, it's been a crazy experience here at the Detroit Auto Show. Definitely enjoying being back in Motor City. Let me know what you think about this GT500. Are you going to wait to see if they do a GT500 for the S650, or are you ready to plop down your money and get one of these? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. We got to give it up to Lori Raiti. She is supercharged with that camera. Follow her on Instagram. It's simple. Lori Raiti on Instagram. Check her out. Obviously, show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.